seekers. So we don't need anything else from here. It's very simple in our calling.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else wants to share anything? Where's the second mic? Harsha. Yes.
Yeah. So good evening, and
when I told you, I told you she got me over here, and now I know why I am here. I came back over here because I want to know more, and that cactus thing stuck with me so much that I'm actually working on celebrating.
Okay, can you please elaborate a little bit more? She talked about something I said about a cactus.
Yeah, you told that there are certain elements, certain people in your life, you cannot remove them, but you celebrate them. And then you gave an example of a cactus. Oh, you're so pokey. Oh, that is fun. So now I'm taking it that way. Okay, that person is not going to change. So that is fun. Okay, this is how I have to celebrate.
Yes, yes.
So that really did impact me a lot.
Yes, that's actually correct.
And while she was in India, I thought it would be really great if we could also gain something, like कहते हैं ना कि हम भी एक डुबकी लगा ले गंगा में, हमारा भी कुछ कल्याण हो जाए, कुछ पुण्य कमा ले, कुछ सीख ले. Because we are leading such a stressful life in Mumbai, full of stress and so much chaos and everything. So हमें भी गाइडेंस की जरूरत है. We badly need it. So she has been offering spiritual solutions to stress management, our wellness, natural healing techniques. She also has a website, manishamelwani.com, where she has a newsletter you can subscribe to, and you will get in your email ID. You must have shared outside, so we'll see to it that you all get. And the gems she has been sharing, I know her since past 2 years, and I must say it has made a lot of difference to me. So I didn't want to be selfish, that I get a lot from her wisdom, her knowledge, her guidance, her mentorship. I wanted you all also to gain it. That's the reason I invited you all here, and I'm so thankful you all came here. It's the destiny, The universe chooses who needs it and who would attend it and who would gain it. So now I won't talk much because we have so much to discuss. I would like to invite Manisha ji, spiritual speaker. You all must have seen them on screen many times. So as they said, it's a very stressful life out there in front of the camera or behind the camera. So let's see आज कौन कितना
Good qualities of patience, understanding, non-judgment, acceptance, and so on. And the head has to be nurtured. To grow spiritually, I have to partake of spiritual knowledge. Because look, if I don't put time and effort to partake of spiritual knowledge, Good question. Has the soul chosen the body? The soul knows its purpose is for... Actually, the soul needs no evolution because it's pure consciousness. However, the sense of self-gratification, an impression is laid. Then that impression prompts me to repeat the action. And when I repeat the action, the impression is further strengthened. And when it keeps strengthening, it becomes not an impression but a tendency. There is a push. Next time it makes you want to do that. It becomes a habit. So those are our vasanas. And we come into life and we perform many, many actions. And we have created many vasanas for ourselves. So if I'm experiencing something in the present moment and I don't know why, we have to understand my vision is limited. But I must have faith that it must be from a previous cause. In that way, if I understand that we are spiritual beings and not human beings, going through an evolutionary journey through lifetimes, then I understand that I'm evolving and I need to have this experience to help me fulfill the results of my past actions. And action is not complete when you complete the action.
About today's event when Manisha Melwani has spoken about spiritual path and spiritual journey. They would ask various questions about the topics may or may not you read. It's about did you get all the answers from her, or how's this experience?
So first of all, thanks to Reena Asrani ji for extending this invitation to me. And I personally believe this session was a big turning point. As we take food for the body, we need this session as a food for the soul. Specifically and specially in these stress times, competition, exposure, and very stressful life in a metropolitan city, these kind of events, which is conducted by Manisha Melwani ji, gives you a fresh life, a fresh perspective of how to live life, how to balance life on a day-to-day basis. I personally believe these sessions, these kind of interactions should happen more often, and specifically in India, where we are blessed with a very young population. 60 to 65% of our population is below 35. With so much of exposure, data, social media, and stress, this comes as an absolutely medicine, spiritual medicine, and the art of living. All thanks, million thanks from the bottom of my heart to Madam Manisha Melwani ji. I personally raised a lot of questions. I personally also raised questions, and there was a beautiful question answer, which was very enlightening. And I also thank Reena Asrani ji for giving me this opportunity to be here in this evening. And I would pray, hope, and wish more people participate for their own self-growth, because this is apne aap se mulaqat. I repeat, spirituality and this class, this message, this interaction is apne aap se mulaqat, to know yourself. You cannot change the world, you need to change your inner self. ये सब अपने खुद की अंदर की जर्नी है. Thank you all. Thank you Manisha ji. Thank you Reena ji.
क्या कुछ सीखने को मिला, और क्या इनर पीस के बारे में उन्होंने जो बातें की कितनी अच्छी लगी आपको, या कितनी सही थी? Silence. Yeah. What do you say about Manisha Melwani and her session of spiritual journey?
मैंने मनीषा जी का सेशन किया अभी, और उन्होंने बहुत ही सरल तरीके से कुछ चीज़ें समझाई जो मेरी रूह तक पहुंच गई है. जैसे कि उन्होंने समझाया कि परमात्मा और अंतरात्मा में क्या फर्क है, और वो दोनों के अंदर का संबंध क्या है. जैसे हम रोज़ की ज़िंदगी में बोलते हैं परमात्मा और अंतरात्मा, तो परमात्मा और अंतरात्मा कैसे जुड़ते हैं, परमात्मा और अंतरात्मा में फ़र्क क्या है, और अल्टीमेटली ये दोनों कैसे एक हो जाते हैं. इसका बहुत सरल तरीके से उन्होंने बहुत सारे अच्छे एग्जाम्पल्स लेके समझाया, और हर चीज़ का आंसर घूमकर एक ही जगह पे जाता है कि आप एक शांति का मार्ग चुनें. जैसे आप पीस का मार्ग चुनें, और ये पीस का मार्ग चुनने में आपको अपने अंदर क्या क्या बदल करने हैं. तो उन्होंने बहुत सही ढंग से बताया कि आप दूसरों को बदलने का कोशिश मत कीजिए, आप अपने आप को बदलने का कोशिश कीजिए, और आपकी आजू बाजू की जो भी दुविधाएं हैं या समस्याएं हैं वो अपने आप हल हो जाएंगी. तो अगर जो आप आपका एनर्जी दूसरों को बदलने में लगाते हो तो वो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट बढ़ जाता है, बट वही एनर्जी आप अपने आप को बदलने में लगाते हो तो आपको बहुत सारी सुविधाएं हो जाएंगी, आपकी लाइफ की जर्नी इजी हो जाएगी. तो आज जो भी कुछ बातें की, तो वो एक अंतर की जो यात्रा कैसे की जाती है, और अंतर यात्रा के फ़ायदे क्या होते हैं, और आप अपने आप को कैसे जान सकते हो, इस बारे में थी. तो मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा. आगे भी मैं जुड़ती रहूँगी मनीषा जी के साथ. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया.
ब्लैंक स्लेट बन के आए थे, ऐसा कोई मन में था नहीं कि पता नहीं आज तो कोई सेशन होने वाला है, बट वाकई हम अमेज़ होके जा रहे हैं क्योंकि सेशन वाकई बहुत ब्यूटीफुल था, बहुत एनलाइटमेंट हुई और उन्होंने जो इतने सहज भाव से सब कुछ बताया, दैट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। कई बार जब कोई स्पीकर्स बोलते हैं तो उनमें मैं बहुत स्ट्रांग होता है, आई फील, आई थिंक। उन्होंने कहीं पे भी आई फील, आई थिंक वाला सिचुएशन आने नहीं दिया और आपके हर सिचुएशन को आपकी तरफ से बैठ के समझाया। ये आसान काम नहीं है कि जैसा आप सोचते हैं आपकी तरफ से वो बैठ के वो बंदा उस सिचुएशन को सोचे और आपको एग्जाम्पल देके आपको हेल्प आउट करे। तो उन्होंने इस तरह से बहुत ही सहज भाव से किया एंड उनकी सिंप्लिसिटी के लिए एंड डेफिनेटली उनके नॉलेज के लिए मैं उनको कॉन्ग्रेचुलेट करती हूँ एंड आई विश हर ऑल द बेस्ट। या थैंक यू।
कितना कुछ सीखने को मिला, लाइफ कितनी चेंज होने वाली है।
सी ऐसा है कि स्पिरिचुअलिटी इज़ वन थिंग विच इज़ देयर, इनबिल्ट होती है हम सबके अंदर, और जो जर्नी है ये स्पिरिचुअलिटी की, उसमें सबसे खूबसूरत बात है कि आपकी सीकिंग, मतलब आपकी समझ जो है उसे लगातार बढ़ाना है। आप ये जर्नी कभी ख़त्म होने वाली नहीं, इसमें सिर्फ एवोल्यूशन है। तो यहाँ आके कुछ बातें आपको पता होती हैं, आप दोबारा सुनते हो और बहुत सी नई बातें आपको जानने की मिलती हैं। तो इस सेशन में बहुत सारी इनरिचनिंग बातें हमें जानने को मिली जो बहुत कॉम्प्लिकेटेड है, कैसे सिंप्लिसिटी के साथ समझा जा सकता है। थैंक्स टू हर, शी हैज़ रिटन इट ब्यूटिफुली इन हर बुक ऑल्सो। सो देयर इज़ अ लॉट ऑफ लर्निंग, अ लॉट ऑफ देयर टू टेक फॉर ऑल ऑफ अस एंड होपफुली दिस विल ग्रो, will help us to build a better muscle for spirituality.
थैंक यू सर।
मान ताल का प्यार भरा नमस्कार और सलाम कहूँगा। और जो आज का सेशन था स्पिरिचुअल जर्नी के बारे में, मनीषा मेलवानी जी की तरफ से, जो कि 7 समुंदर पार कनाडा से आई हैं, काफ़ी डीप सेशन था, काफ़ी इंसाइटफुल सेशन था और काफ़ी थॉट प्रोवोकिंग था। और आई थिंक इसको समझने के लिए हमें बहुत भीतर तक जाना पड़ेगा, अपने मन में, अपनी अंतरात्मा में। तो बहुत ही आई मीन टू से अगर हम इसको डीप से जानेंगे तब हमारी लाइफ में चेंजेस होंगे। और आपको पता है कि हमारा जो ग्लैमर वर्ड है, इट्स अ हसल बसल लाइफ, हसल बसल है लाइफ है, पूरा क्रेज़ी लाइफ है, ग्लैमर वाली दुनिया है हमारी। तो ऐसे में ये स्पिरिचुअल जर्नी जो है, अगर हम इसको फॉलो करते हैं तो ये हमारे लिए बहुत ही उपयोगी रहेगी, बहुत ही हमारे लिए काम आएगी और इससे हमारे को बहुत रिलीफ मिलेगा अपनी लाइफ में, अपनी लाइफ को समझने में और लाइफ में आगे बढ़ने के लिए। तो मैं मनीषा जी का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करता हूँ कि वो 7 समुंदर पार कनाडा से यहाँ स्पेशली आई और हमें ये जो सेशन है अटेंड करने को मिला। सो वी आर द चूजन वंस अमॉन्ग द लॉट ऑफ पीपल टू बी हेयर एंड आई एम रियली थैंकफुल टू हर और एंड आई विश ऑल द बेस्ट टू हर। थैंक यू।
नमस्ते, मेरा नाम आयशा है, ये प्रिया है। हम लोग, हमारा स्वाभिमान भारत से है। हमें इनविटेशन मिला था कि लाइक एक मेंटल हेल्थ प्रोग्राम हो रहा है जिसके लिए आपको आना है। आई वॉज नॉट अवेयर दैट टाइम। मैं जब यहाँ पर आई मनीषा जी से, हमने उनसे जब उन्होंने बताया बहुत सारी चीज़ें लाइफ में हम लोग हमारे मेंटल स्ट्रेस की वजह से लाइक व्हाट ऑल वी गो थ्रू, हाउ टू हैंडल दैट, किस तरह से हमको हमारा जीवन बिताना है, हमारी स्पिरिचुअलिटी के बारे में बहुत सारी चीज़ें ऐसी थी जो हमें पहले से पता थी, लेकिन वो उनके मुंह से सुनने के बाद बहुत टाइम से जो बंद पड़ी थी वो अचानक में वो सब सामने आई। और ऐसा था कि लाइक हम तो ये पहले कर रहे थे, फिर क्यों करना बंद कर दिए, क्यों हम लोग नेगेटिव हो गए, क्यों हम अपने आप को इतना खो दिए हैं इस दुनिया के अंदर, क्यों भाग रहे हैं। वो उन्होंने हमको बताया कैसे काम डाउन होना है, किस तरह से अपनी लाइफ को जीना है। और उनके कुछ ऐसे एग्जाम्पल्स थे जो बहुत ब्यूटीफुल है, जो हम लोग आज मैंने इमीडिएटली वो इम्प्लीमेंट किया है। बहुत क्यूट स्टोरी है, कैक्टस को किस तरह से सेलिब्रेट करना है उस चीज़ के बारे में उन्होंने बताया था, जो वॉज एब्सोल्युटली वंडरफुल। और बहुत सारी अच्छी अच्छी उन्होंने पॉइंट्स बताई है जो हम लोग हमारी लाइफ में यूटिलाइज कर सकते हैं।
मैम, आप कितना इंस्पायर हुई इस सेशन को अटेंड करके?
ये मेरा सेकंड सेशन था मनीषा मैम के साथ में
और हम लोग वैसे भी स्पिरिचुअली इंक्लाइंड है, और एज हमारा जैसा NGO है तो हम बहुत सारे केसेस देखते हैं, बहुत सारे बुरी चीज़ें जो भी देखते हैं जिसमें से बच्चों को निकालते हो। बैक ऑफ द माइंड आपके बहुत सारा वो स्ट्रेस रहता है। तो जब हमने उनसे बात की तो हमें भी एक कोई मेंटोर चाहिए जो हमारा स्ट्रेस ख़त्म करे। तो हमने देखा कि उन्होंने जो छोटी छोटी बातें बताई है जो हमने फॉलो की है, और उससे हमें बहुत फ़र्क पड़ा है। पिछले मेरे ख्याल से 1 वीक में वी हैव चेंज अ लॉट, and we just want to thank Manisha ma'am for giving us the spiritual journey, and her book has been launched, so we are definitely going to read it, and we want to thank her for the spirituality which she has shared with us and the wisdom we are taking from her. So I just want to thank her so much from Hamara Swabhiman Bharat, our friend circle, and everybody all over here.
Thank you from the bottom of our heart.
Thank you.
What are you doing today, and what's your plan for today?
The plan for today is to give an overview of your spiritual journey, understanding basic concepts, and also the process of unfolding the divinity within, which is the spiritual aspect of our nature. And then we'll have a little bit of a question and answer with the audience.
So first things to define yourself. Define yourself, your journey, spiritual journey.
My spiritual journey, it began at the age of 20. My father passed very suddenly from a heart attack. At that time, I started asking, where did he go? Why did he have to die? What is the journey of the soul? Why do we have to suffer? And it was many questions I had. So I started looking for the answers, and I wanted actually a guru who can teach me and guide me. So my journey started with this very big, painful event in my life.
Hi Manisha. Today, what are you feeling your spiritual journey launching today?
Yes, it's amazingly beautiful to see everyone here. I'm so happy that I have this opportunity to share what I love with fellow spiritual seekers. I hope everyone sees me as a fellow spiritual seeker, and I'm sharing my learning with you.
Yeah. Hi Manisha ji. Manisha, do people choose a spiritual path according to you, or it often begin through the life challenges? According to you, what?
Yes, well, usually if your question is why do people choose the path of spirituality, people choose spirituality only when they cannot find solutions to their worldly problems. They might have suffered a big loss in life, loss of a loved one, loss of a job, loss of health, diagnosis of a disease, death of someone. So that's when we start to look for answers to the real questions of life. Otherwise, we are happy with our everyday pursuits. Worldly life encroaches into our day, and we don't seem to have time for spirituality.
Is there one core truth that connects all spiritual traditions?
Is there one core truth that connects all traditions? Yes, absolutely. And that is the spiritual truth of oneness. That essentially we all look different. We all have different names and forms, and we have different personalities. But those differences are not the real I. The real I is the spiritual I. And that I is one in all of us. That's called, I guess, in India we would say is the Atman. In the West they use the word self or the soul or spirit. But that is who we really are, because we know at the end of our lives we leave the body behind. Suddenly the whole personality and everything that we acquired is gone. Where has that person gone? That was my question too. Does he cease to exist? So yes, it's the science of the spirit.
When was the time you thought that you have to turn into the spiritual journey? And when was it the time when you thought of writing a book about yourself and spread it for the masses?
So the spiritual journey, as I explained, it was my seeking for spiritual answers to my worldly sorrow came when I was 20 at the death of my father. But the book was something that started, I was inspired by something that I kept hearing people say. People kept saying that there were spiritual beings and not human beings. Everyone kept saying we are spiritual beings on a journey. And I wanted to know, okay, so if you are spiritual, now what? What do we do about it? So, if you are the spirit, then what do we have to do about it? What is soul? What is spirit? What is the spiritual journey? So I wanted to know the answers to those questions. And so I decided to do the research through Vedanta. And I put them all into chapters of the book. And because I'm a seeker, I'm not I'm not an orange, I'm an everyday person. This book is being written to address what fellow spiritual seekers must be also asking.
It is a time, this time where everyone has wealth and everything, but hardly anyone has the inner peace. So what do you think, how to get an inner peace and what are the process?
How to get inner
peace?
Choose peace. You know what that means? It means that in life, when things come to agitate us, we allow them to bother us. We allow people to bother us. We allow things to come into our lives and in our minds and affect us. If we can just choose peace. So if I'm going to feel, if I'm driving and someone cuts me, my car, in the front, why do I have to react in a negative way? Why do I have to press on the horn? I can choose peace. So when I choose peace, my life will be peaceful. Peace doesn't begin from outside, it begins from inside.
How do you, what are the message you want to give to the youth about stress management?
The youth, a message for the youth for stress management. The simple thing that they can start is to be aware that their time on their digital devices is what is really causing them a lot of stress. And it's giving them it's training their minds to have a very short attention span. If they should recognize that these devices are not helpful in nurturing an inner sense of well-being. And if they want to be able to have more focus and better clarity in life, what they need to do is put away their phones, put away their computers, all their devices, iPads and so on, at least an hour before sleeping. And don't sleep with the phone next to you because it's going to start giving notifications, or if it's on charge, it's not healthy for the brain. It keeps the brain very stimulated. So if they want to get onto the path of spirituality, the simple thing is to make time for it by staying away from devices 1 hour before sleeping, and maybe taking up a positive habit of reading something inspiring, reading something from a religious text, reflecting on it, having a quiet and wind down for the evening. And then when they wake up in the morning, don't rush into their phones and pick up their messages, but to also have a little bit of gap. I know if I say 1 hour when you wake up, don't touch your phones, it might be hard, but half an hour maybe, just to kind of sit, and even if you don't do anything, just sit and observe your thoughts. That's all. You don't have to judge them, just sit in quiet, sit in a peaceful state, and that allows the fresh mind that has just woken up to reflect on life because it's fresh, it's not contaminated by the day yet. So early in the morning, late at night.
Now, what is your future upcoming project and plan? What is your future upcoming project and plan?
What are my future plans? Well, I just want to share more. That I'm here to be of service and just to help people if they are looking for answers in spirituality. I can share what I know. That's what I can do. I mean, I don't have the answers to all the questions, but yes, to be able to reach people who need that guidance that I can share as a fellow seeker. So that's what I would like to do.
Manisha, how do you define meditation?
how do I define meditation? Meditation is turning your attention away from the world and placing it in the peace, quiet within ourselves. And that peaceful, quiet being, that state of being, is my true nature. In my true nature, there are no thoughts, there are no agitations. When I turn my mind outside, I get a lot of stimulus from the outer world. I take it in and it creates disturbances in my mind. In meditation, I voluntarily choose, I sit still and then I turn my attention to my stillness within. Turn it within through the breathing, still the mind, and then just stay there. Even if it's just 2 or 3 seconds, it's a good discipline. It will be very, very surprising for those who want to try this, just moving your attention away from the outer world, placing it on the self, just staying quiet without judging, without worrying about anything, even if it's a second or 2. That is such a helpful practice because it helps us detach from the drama of life. We won't realize it then, but somehow during the course of the day, you will feel that you're not getting sucked in like before.
Can you please let us know about, tell us about your spiritual journey, the book, the core idea?
So the book, Your Spiritual Journey, it's a guide to unfolding your divine self. That's the subtitle. And this book has got 2 parts. The first part lays down fundamental basics of what is spirituality, what is our path, what do we need to be doing, what is the difference between religion and spirituality, how can we prove that we are spiritual beings, and understanding of who we are, our true nature. And also because the book is based on the science of Vedanta, I have written a chapter on Vedanta to understand what is Vedanta, so people can understand what it is that I'm sharing. And it's not just my knowledge, it is the knowledge of our great masters from the Himalayan masters that I'm sharing, that I have learned and that I'm sharing. And by the way, I'm sharing it not from my own interpretation. I actually did get the blessings and support of Swami Tejumayananda, who is from the Chinmay mission, and my guru is Swami Chinmayananda. So I had asked Swami Tejumayananda to please support me in my endeavor to make sure that the facts that I'm presenting, they are Vedanta facts, that they were accurate. So he very kindly blessed me by putting me into touch with 3 swamis, 3 acharyas, where I could go to and ask them to help me make sure that the facts that I'm presenting were accurate. So that's the first part of the book. And the second part of the book has got now what? What is the process of unfolding? We get the basics. Now what do we do about it? So daily disciplines, fundamental habits and practices, and the core practices of karma yoga, which is the path of action, bhakti yoga, which is the path of devotion, and jnana yoga, which is the path of knowledge, and also a chapter on meditation. And the last chapter is a wrap-up of all the daily habits that someone can implement in their life.
And finally, get a copy of this book. Is it available online or offline? How can anyone get the copy of Your Spiritual Journey?
Your Spiritual Journey should be available on Amazon.
Are there some reviews? Have you launched this book in the international market as well, or you are just about to launch? Have you already launched?
Yes. The book is available on .com.ca Canada, where I come from, and also here .in. So yes, it's available on Amazon in the different marketplaces.
You are in India, so what are the things that you like about India? Or is India the only country where you find the inner peace more than any other country? Can you tell us about that?
Well, inner peace is available to anyone, anywhere in the world if we choose it. It's not the outer world that should determine our inner state. So India, I don't know how I was led to come back to India to publish the book and launch it. And I think people are more open maybe to the idea of spirituality and Vedanta. In the West, they understand spirituality, but they may not understand what is Vedanta.
And what advice you want to give to all the young generation, or maybe all of us who are here? Any one advice that may or may change our lives some other way?
What I would suggest to the younger generation, I think if they recognize that they need something that will bring them inner peace, they have to first want it themselves. They must first recognize that they are feeling, disturbed in life, they are feeling stressed. And they should know that there is a solution that is different from an everyday life solution. And understanding spirituality is a good way to bring inner peace and balance and harmony in their life. So they can start seeking out spiritual solutions.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yeah.